All right, what's going on, my camping friends? In this video, I'm going to be turning this 2x8x10 into some Anderson levelers. So pretty much, instead of spending whatever these are costing nowadays, $80, $90, maybe I'm spending, say, about $14. Plus, if you have some screws and glue, if you don't have screws and glue in your garage, so you might have to spend a little more to buy a box of screws and some glue. And I'll be using a tape measure. You're gonna definitely need a drill for your screws and a jigsaw and some glue. And then I have some 3-inch screws and some 3.5-inch screws. And then I also have, now you could probably skip this step, but I had this laying around. I think this is some kind of rubber mat that maybe came out of a gym. You could actually buy some of this real thick rubber mat, maybe at like a Tractor Supply if you really want something like this. You could probably skip this part and not put this on. But, so if you can borrow your buddy's Anderson levelers, you'll be good. If not, I'm gonna try to show you how you can make this exact shape without having a set of these. All right, let's get started. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a mark at 30 inches, 60 inches, 90 inches, and then 120 inches. That'll give me 4 equal pieces. And you can use your jigsaw, or I have a miter saw, so I'm gonna use that. Get some hearing protection on. I'm already going deaf. Or if you got your buddy's Anderson levelers, you're just going to want to trace these out. You probably don't have to put it on exactly like I am, but I'm going to try to make this so if you don't have Anderson levelers, I'm going to make a way that you can just measure these out. Can't. If you got enough room between your tires, you could make these a little bit bigger, but I know this one Anderson leveler just fits between my 2 tires. Some people got a little more room in there. You could maybe make it a little longer and make this wider if you want. Just keep going out a little bit. If you don't have a Anderson leveler, you're gonna need, maybe you might need a little speed square or something. This is what I'm gonna do for you. 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches, and 14 inches, and then the end is about 14 5/8. So this line is 14 5/8. And you could probably leave that straight if you want. It doesn't have to be like that. And I'm going to draw lines there. All right. Now, this is how you're going to make that shape. Like I said, that was 2, 4, 6, every 2 inches down to 14 5/8 was your last one. If you want that exact same size. And then you're going to measure down this line, and we're going to put a mark at, that's 4 5/8. And okay, there's your grid. You're going to measure from the end of your 2x8, come down here to 14 5/8, draw a line. That's going to be the length. Then you go draw a line at 2 inches, and just draw a line every 2 inches. 2 inches, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 inches. Okay? So every 2 inches. Then you're going to measure down from this end, okay, for every spot, So you come down 4 5/8, make a mark like that. 5 13/16, you make a mark. 3 1/8, make a mark. 4 3/4, make a mark. 2 inches, make a mark. 4 inches, make a mark. 1 1/8, make a mark. 3 5/8, make a mark. 9 16ths, make a mark there. 3 1/2, make a mark. 3 16ths, make a mark. 3 11/16ths, you'll make a little mark there. And then this one here will be flat against the board. And 4 3/16ths, make a mark. And then this last one is 4 1/2 right here, if you want. And then you're going to take all them marks. Well, you can see the point here. I probably should try to measure that. That's like just a little less than 6 3/4. 6 3/4. And then put a mark there, and you'll start tracing. And then connect all these marks. Just connect them all up. And then here, I guess you could come in from this end if you want, maybe like 7 16ths, maybe 7 16ths in there. Make a little mark there. You can start tracing there. Connect all them marks up. And that'll give you this Anderson leveler. Might as well, you could make your this little triangle piece here. I'll tell you what that is. Looks like 2 3/8, 1.5 inches. Make a mark there. And 3/4. And you could probably just go down to this, where we at, 2 4 6, down to this 8 inches. Just trace. Just don't take it right to a point. Make it a little bit rounded here on the end. Oh, and then the top of this starts at, here we'll trace this up. Starts at 3 5/8. And that'll give you that. So we got 1 2 1 2. Now we're going to start cutting them out with either your bandsaw or your jigsaw. All right, should be the same as this, minus it's a little pointier. I'll probably round that off there. Now keep using your jigsaw if you got good sharp blade in it. I'm going to my bandsaw. Well, I got 2 of these cut out, and I got 2 of these cut out. I ended up cutting an extra one of these because if you seen in there in the video, the one had a real bad knot in it. So I do suggest when you lay these down, or when you trace this out, try to watch where the real bad knots are at. Or I tried to get a 2x8 that didn't have too many knots, but that was really hard. So like that one ain't too bad. I got to cut, I guess, 6 more of these and 6 more of these. All right, I got all 8 of these pieces cut, and they're going to match just like this Anderson leveler. I got all 8 of these cut. They'll match the other little triangle or chalk block, whatever you want to call it. So when I drive over these, be able to stick this in just like that. Now I added a couple tools. I did get a drill with just a small little bit, just so I can pre-drill some of these, because I don't want anything to start to split before I get this all glued together. So I don't know. I did get a couple clamps too. I don't know if I'm going to need them or not. Trying to make this as easy as I can. Maybe I don't need that. Maybe if I can get 2 screws in here. I think I'm going to glue the 2 in the center together, and then I'll hook the 2 on the outside on last. I think I'm going to take these 2. Screw in there. Let's keep that in place. I'm just going to put glue all over this. Now I pre-drilled and I screwed these screws in because once you put that glue on, it's going to get slippery. So it'll be easier to keep that lined up. These started already. Go. And once you get these built, you better let it sit for a couple days, or at least a day, This is all good and dry. Put that together. Alright, I'm gonna put a couple more in there. Just make sure when you put these ones on, you don't try not to hit the same screw. See, I put little marks on my wood so I make sure I don't drill into those other screws. These are the 3.5-inch screws now. You could try to glue these or screw these together, but I think I'm just gonna glue and clamp these together. So I don't know if you've ever glued any wood together, but usually the wood breaks before the glue does. So well, now I'm going to glue and screw up the other two. This one here, I decided just to put 2 in there. I think I was overdoing it. So all that glue is going to keep that together. The way this grain turns out, this is probably the only part you got to really be careful you don't snap these pieces off. This shouldn't snap off because of the grain. All right, I ended up clamping these together a little bit too. And I'm gonna let that glue dry. Then I'm gonna try to sand them up a little bit. And then we're gonna have to try to test these out one of these days. I also think I'm going to try to build a set of these out of some Trex. I think Trex might really, really work. Then you don't have to worry about nothing cracking or splitting. Put down in the comments if you decide to build some of these out of Trex, or I even thought maybe plywood. If you took like 3/4 plywood, if you had a bunch of scrap pieces of plywood laying around, you could probably build these. I'd hate to have to go buy a sheet of plywood now. It's pretty expensive. Hope this gives you some ideas. All right, I got my 2 Anderson levelers all finished. This one and this one. Like I said, I kept the grain on the weaker part here, which is a lot thinner. I actually have a couple other things I think I would do different if I would try to build these again. That, and I might try to build a set of these out of some Trex. Now, let's go try them out on my camper. Yeah, after I get done trying these out, I'll let you know if I would decide to build these again out of this 2x10, what I would do different. All right, let's see if they fit in there, because I know the original ones fit in there pretty tight. Yeah, see, they're too tight. I can put it in like that. I think I'm gonna have to go cut a little off. Even the ones you buy, you can cut a little off of the front. So let me trim these up. And like I said in the beginning, I still have that rubber I want to maybe put down here on the bottom anyway. So I'm going to trim some of this off real quick. All right, I think I cut maybe a couple inches off. So let's try it now. Much better. Set that one up. That one up. Now let me pull this ahead and see if I can get this leveled out. Let me show you how unlevel I am. You can see that. Yeah, there's the bubble. See if we can level that out.
Wait, do I check?
No, not yet. Check now. Good. Oh, you got her good. All right, so far it's looking really good. I think these things are going to work. Like I said here, I'm going to pull back off these and I'm going to show you what I think I would do different if I would build these again. Let me show you how level I am. Not too bad. Those things are going to be awesome. All right, I'm going to pull off of these, all right? Let me, All right, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think these things worked out way better than I ever expected. I wasn't sure how this would work, but I think these things are going to last. Like I said, if I would build these again, I think there's a couple things maybe I would try a little different, but so far I think these are really going to work. All right, this is what I think I would do different. I think maybe I would take two of the 2x that I cut out. They were, 30 inches long, and I would maybe screw them together and then trace one of these out. This is if you have a bandsaw, and then I would cut 2 out at a time. Either 2 out at a time, or maybe with me, I have a pretty big bandsaw. I might even try to put all 4 together and cut all 4 out at a time. That's the first thing I would do different. Then, instead of, I think, screwing these together, I think I would put glue in between each one, put them together, and drill maybe 2 or 3 holes, and buy some like all thread or some lag bolts and put through there, maybe just 1/2 inch, and then squeeze them together with some bolts instead of trying to screw all this together. But really, like I said, this glue, like I've seen where the wood would break before the glue breaks. So, all right, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, please. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and hit that subscribe button to help support my channel. And if you didn't yet, watch one of my other, I think I have maybe 9 other videos on my camper. Thank you very much. God bless, and have a wonderful summer camping.